What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is, I was just here a little bit ago. I recorded this video about this other rapper, and here we are again, once again, talking about the same topic that I just happened to talk about before, but this time it's this brother Mo 3 who just got and passed away. I'm gonna read to you exactly what they putting out there right now. And after I do, I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Now, TMZ reports that this rapper was shot dead on Wednesday afternoon on an incident on I-35 in Dallas. Law enforcement sources have told the site that the musician was shot just before noon and was transferred to the hospital where he died later from his injuries. It was said that Mo 3, whose real name is Melvin Noble, and the gunman were both traveling northbound on I-35 when the gunman got out of his car and approached Mo's vehicle. The rapper, who was 28 years old, is then believed to got out of his car and started running, with the gunman chasing him and firing multiple rounds, hitting him and killing him instantly. It is reported that the gunman also shot an innocent bystander who was in their vehicle. The person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. I mean, when is it going to stop, people? When is it going to stop? There's been people getting shot in the hip hop industry for a long time. I'm not trying to make it like this is some new millennial thing. From the beginning, when you look at Scott LaRock, who got bagged up and he caught a bullet. You look at all these people from back in the day who had violence, and hip hop has been violent. But when the 90s, in my generation, when hip hop was violent, it didn't get violent like this. This is ridiculous. It's every other day that you're hearing about some young black brother getting taken out by the gun. And there's no reason for that. These are people who are talented. Why don't we ever hear about rock and roll musicians? You never hear about the Beatles getting whacked. You ain't never heard about the Eagles. Someone in the Eagles got smoked. You ain't never heard about people in White Snake or all these other bands like that getting smoked. Why is it only the rappers that do that? And I'll tell you exactly why it is. I used to hang with these people who were in the Korean mafia back in Queens out there. And I realized that only the people that they would take advantage of with other Koreans. When the other people in the other Oriental gangs, Asian gangs, they would only mess with their kind. The Chinese people would only extort the Chinese people. The Japanese people will only extort the Japanese people, right? That's how it goes. So it's black people preying on other black people. That's the way the game works. And it just so happens that these people that are getting preyed upon are rappers. How are these people superstars, celebrities, and getting got like that? It boggles my mind. Why are people promoting this culture of this jumping off like this is a good thing happening for people? This is a terrible thing. And how can people actually stop it when it's all said and done? Because that's what it comes down to. Not just talking about it, not just letting you know exactly what happened, but how is it possible for this to stop? Why do these young brothers have to play hard or not even play hard? Why? I'm sure a lot of them are hard, but why do they have to be so hard to the point where that when it goes down for them, that they're going to catch a bullet when it's all said and done? It shouldn't be anything like that. It's no way. It should be. They should be able to do their music, do whatever they got to do, and live their life. But instead, it's people taking people for cars, material things. That's what it seems like it was supposed to be here. It seems a little bit more crazier because they're saying that it was just a jacking. Usually when people do jackings, from what I know about that, especially when it went down in Queens and stuff like that, cats just wanted the car. When they got the car that was out, they didn't chase people when they got out the car. The fact that this guy was getting chased when he got out the car means to me that there's a good possibility that it was more than just what the police are reporting at this particular time. It seems like a little bit more personal when you're running down the block after somebody and you just blazing people for that. But why people got to even come to that situation? I'm sure that a lot of that stuff will come out later on. But once again, here I am again talking about another young brother who was lost to us way too early. And what we really have to look at is how and why this is happening. Why does this constantly keep happening? And how can we stop this from happening? Number one thing that people got to do is stop promoting the violence. Stop making it seem like it's cool to do this, cool to be this gang. So you shouldn't have to walk around with guns. You shouldn't have beef with that. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is, like in New York, where I'm from. And that's the problem with New York, that if you step on somebody's shoes, your life could be on the line, because it goes from 1 to 100 just like that. You know, people in upstate New York, when I had moved up there and I talked to them cats out there, it would take a lot to provoke something like that. But not in the black community. In the black community, it's got to be like that. If you messing with someone, they can't take a loss. If you beat somebody up with their hands, they got to come back and blaze you and take your life, because they're too embarrassed to take it. They can't take the fact that people are going to gig on them because they took an L. You know what I mean? It's a whole different mindset with these kids now. You got to be able to stand in there like a man, handle your business, and whatever goes down, goes down. And as they said in Friday, you live to fight another day. Now there ain't no other day. And I have to blame my era, because it started out getting worse in the 90s is where it started. And now these cats from over here in the 2000s took it to the next level. And that's what it is. And the money is right. Everything is right. All this stuff is going on right. So it really, to me, it's like hard for me to believe that why would it even come down to this? And I think what it is social media. Social media is, you know, what people used to do in the block. People used to just talk in the 90s. You had a couple of mixtapes here, a couple of mixtapes there. But social media be beating people in the head with stuff so much over and over and over and over again that cats just can't take it. They get stomped out on social media, and then that thing goes viral, or you get put up on World Star, and then that goes viral, and then all of a sudden the whole world knows about you, and people just in their house just like, I can't believe people talking about me like this. I can't believe people know this about me. And then they go out there and do something stupid, and that's how they take people out. I think that is the number one cause, and the biggest difference from the 90s to right now is all social media. A lot of that beef that happened in the 80s and the 90s, they had beef with people, but the fact that there was no social media, it didn't spread so fast. You know what I mean? So there was time to control it. There was time to nip it in the bud. Now it spreads so fast, and people getting gigged on and stuff like that. Oh, you got knocked out, and you got this, you got that. That people just ain't man enough. And that's what it comes down to. A lot of people ain't man enough to take that loss. It takes a man to take a loss. Nobody want to take a loss. Nobody. No one in life want to take a loss. But it takes a man to take a loss. A real man to take a loss. A real champion. Ali took a loss. Mike Tyson took a loss. You know, these dudes will whip anyone, but they all came back. Every time Ali took a loss, he came back. And take a man to take that loss and to come back. Some people just can't do that. Some people ain't man enough to take that loss. Now, this situation seems a little bit different. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it seems like from what I'm reading here, the guy chasing him and gunning after him, that it's something else. It just ain't a regular carjacking right here. But it's just sad that I just did a video on King Von, and now I came right back out here just a little bit later, and boom, this pops up on my phone that this cat's over here. He just got. It's a shame. So I want you to put in the comment section, how can we as a community beat this? How can we as a community come together and stop this? How can we save these young brothers' lives? What's going on? Whether it's economics and people just need better jobs or need a better way to make money. Because I'm telling you straight up, I knew this one cat who was out there back in the day. You know what I mean? He was hustling with all of us. And his pops was a city councilman. And we told him, we were like, yo, why are you out here with us? We're out here because we have to be out here. If my pops did what your pops did, I wouldn't have to be out here, and I wouldn't be out here. I don't want to be out here, but he thought it was cool. He thought it was all good to be out there. And I think that that is the same mentality a lot of these people have. They think it's cool. It ain't cool to struggle. Nobody want to struggle. Anybody who's really in the game never brag about being in the game. It's something that they had to do to survive. So if you think it's cool to be in the game, then that means you shouldn't be in the game. And that's what it is. And that's my take. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this. Please spread this across the realm. And number one, please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is.